Hi, it's Kelly from Simple Life Mom. I wanted to show you today how to make butter, and it's actually super simple. But the biggest thing probably will be for you to find a good source. You want some really good cream. If you really are stuck and you just want to have the fun of making butter, buy some cream from the store. But if at all possible, if you can get some raw milk that has not been homogenized, then you are ready to get some cream from the top. And I have a good source that I can do that, but there's also, once you have that, turkey baster is very handy. When I first started getting raw milk, I was like, how can I get the cream out of there? And I was frustrated and getting a lot of milk with the cream, and it wasn't turning out right. But good thing to keep in mind. So what I have done is I've collected some cream, and it's actually slightly soured, which is actually totally fine and makes really good butter. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the blender, and I am not going to video while I blend it because that would be loud and annoying, but I am going to blend it for 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what's going on. So all it is putting the cream into the blender and blending for 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, after 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. It is starting to get nice and thick and chunky. So what I'm going to do is actually blend it a little bit more, and then we're going to let it set a little bit and let the buttermilk rest down to the bottom. So well, you can see that really good. So we'll do it a little bit more, and I'll show you the stage that I'm going to let it rest. Okay, this is the stage that I wanted it to get to. You can see now that when I move it aside, it's very easy to see where the butter is and where the buttermilk is. It's a lot more separated. So now what we'll do is just let this sit for a couple more minutes, and I'm going to pour off carefully that buttermilk. Okay, now we're ready to pour off the buttermilk. So buttermilk is great to keep. You can use it in pancakes, buttermilk pancakes, and things like that. There's a lot of recipes that you can find easily on the web for sure to make different things with buttermilk. So definitely hold on to that. But I'm just going to carefully pour off the buttermilk. And you can even use a sieve for this if you want to. But you just pour off as much as you can. I'm obviously getting a lot here. What I did before I started pouring this is I used the spatula to kind of get the butter all into one spot. So you can kind of mash it together before you pour off the buttermilk. So now I have this wonderful butter in here. It's not quite ready yet though. What we want to do to make sure that it is ready to last in the fridge for quite some time is we want to give it an ice bath. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to pour in some very, very cold filtered water, and I'm going to give it a whirl, I guess you can call it, on the blender for about 30 seconds or so, and that will put it all into a ball, and will also clean it in a sense to make sure that it's going to last. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I gave it an ice bath, and here we go. I have some great butter and some wonderful buttermilk. And it's that easy. If you want to add some salt and make some salted butter, definitely do that during that first 5 to 7 minutes period where you are blending it. I started with about 3 cups of cream. You can add a teaspoon to a tablespoon of salt, depending on your taste. Some people like saltier butter than others. So go ahead and give it a try, give it a taste if you want to add the salt. But otherwise, it's that simple if you have a blender. If you don't, you can use a food processor. You can also put it in a jar and shake it. Get your kids to shake it. And eventually, same thing happens. It's actually quicker than you think when you're just shaking it. So it definitely, still 5 to 10 minutes, I'll say. So hopefully that helps.